You've made it to Chiro Hustle. Sit back and learn from the greatest influencers in the profession on the world's #1 chiropractic podcast. Before we dive into this powerful episode, please remember to subscribe to our channels and give us a 5-star rating on iTunes to continue hustling. This episode is sponsored by Imaging Services, Chiro Health USA, Chiro Moguls, Chiropractic Rocks, True Weight Solutions, The 100-Year Lifestyle, Pure Chiro Notes, Titronics, Passive Practice Profits, BrainTap Technology, Sherman College of Chiropractic, SCED, Chiro Pro Accounting, A-Line, and Midwest Brain Health Technology. Let's hustle!
Hey guys, welcome to episode 256 of the Chiro Hustle podcast. I am your co-host, Luke Millette, and here's your host, Jim Chester.
So today we had the opportunity of interviewing Dr. Eric Plasker, and if you want to learn how to become a least vulnerable person, stay tuned. Welcome to another episode of the Chiro Hustle podcast. I have my co-host, Luke Millette here. I am Jim Chester, and over there, down in Marietta, Georgia, is Dr. Eric Plasker. I'm really excited for this episode. And I believe that we're going to be able to take our third take with Dr. Eric Plasker here. And it's been pretty remarkable having you as a guest. We've had you episode 48, episode 153, and now we have you at episode 256. And I know that we're just going to keep on going forward and helping more people. So the biggest thing I'm curious about to ask you today, opening up our episode, is what is the work that you've been doing, and how are you making an impact today with your 100-year lifestyle program?
You mean like in my 4th decade of being a practicing chiropractor, which I had the realization just yesterday, actually, that I started practice in the late 80s and practiced in the 90s and then the 2000s and then the 2010s. And now here we are in the 2020s. How am I making the impact? Well, the first way is I'm still showing up just like you guys. So that's why we could do in the 300s of generations of your work that we are working together. So, thank you for continuing to show up. But I got to tell you, it's never been more important, Jim, Luke, never been more important, the work that we're doing. What I think is pretty cool and exciting and vital and important about the work that we're doing today is that we're a lot smarter than we were a long time ago. We've impacted a lot of people with humility. We have the doctors that we've worked with, over 10,000 chiropractors over the years. We've learned a lot along the way. They have grown collectively with humility. Again, I say they have grown by over $1 billion, delivering high integrity, lifetime chiropractic care. I think what makes it unique about what we're doing is that we have never wavered from our vision. Back in the 80s, the mission of our practice was excellence in family healthcare without drugs and surgery. In the 90s, it was family wellness global impact, because we were teaching chiropractors to do what we were doing around the country and around the world. In addition, we were doing it in our own practice. In the 2000s, it was lifetime care for everyone. Because that was always the mission, LCFE, as a lot of people listening may remember, lifetime care for everyone. We believe that everyone deserves to be healthy and express their full potential through every phase of life. This includes you, every you out there in the world. And now with the 100-year lifestyle, we've just taken all of that times 1,000, doing our best work ever, because now we've branded it for the people. And that's what the 100-year lifestyle is. We have branded the chiropractic lifestyle for the people, and we are uniting chiropractors from all techniques, all chiropractic colleges. And here's the bottom line. If you believe that everybody should be utilizing chiropractic care as a part of a lifestyle, the 100-year lifestyle is the marketing of the chiropractic lifestyle for the people. And what's been amazing, guys, is that with this COVID, I'd like to actually call it the ridiculousness of what's happening in the world, certainly with compassion for the people that have passed along the way, which we feel for their families, and we send blessings to their family and prayers to their families, just like we have done every year, not just this year. We always feel for the losses and the that people experience. We are compassionate to the core. And it's the compassion that we have that drives our passion, knowing that the misinformation, the disinformation, the labeling of deaths that were not COVID, labeling them COVID, and dishonoring the people's lives who were so many amazing people who were lost, a lot of them seniors that were probably going to pass anyway, and their lives now being labeled and politicized. And, we just feel like it's important that we have a very strong brand in the world as chiropractors, that we can teach people this chiropractic lifestyle in a way that it gets them utilizing chiropractic care as a part of a lifestyle. And we don't just have the brand, we've taken literally the web, social media, internal marketing, external marketing, procedure, patient education, staff training, doctor training, associate doctor training, and put it together in a turnkey package that literally is the best of everything that a franchise could offer without the worst of everything that a franchise offers, meaning that we supply all the resources, the doctors keep all the money. We don't want to look at your bank account. We don't want to track your money. We don't want to have to take percentages of your income and own percentages of your business. You keep all that growth. We want you to be an entrepreneur. We want to honor your entrepreneurship while collectively we get as many people under chiropractic care, utilizing chiropractic care from womb to tomb, birth to death, 100-year lifestyle, everything in between, so that we could literally make our communities healthier. So it's really exciting, and we can do it all. People ask us, so how do you do it at the price that you're doing it? And the answer is, for 40 or 30 years, we've never wavered from our vision. So we just keep adding tools and technologies without having to change the price.
You also, something I wanted to make a note of is you have 3 adult children that became chiropractors as well. That's a little bit bigger than a franchise and a brand. And I think that's a little bit bigger mention. I believe that chiropractic is your life. And, the Lifetime Achievement Award would go to somebody that has a full family of chiropractic. And understanding that the 100-year lifestyle is based on people becoming centurions, which means that they're going to be like 100 years old, but people don't understand that that's like a fast growing population. Let's touch on that a little bit, but let's also congratulate you first for raising 3 children that all became chiropractors.
Well, listen, I can't take all the credit. My wife of 32, almost 33 years, I think, she gets most of that credit. She's not a chiropractic to the core. She wasn't like that. We met. She was willing to learn. She was living with chiropractors at the time that were going to school, our chiropractic students. And so she was kind of checking it out and into it. We met. She learned about it. She embraced it. She was a rebel to the core. My wife was. And so, for 33 years, we've been on this journey, and it's been an amazing journey of ups and downs. It has not been easy. People look at what we are doing and what we've become, and they say, I could never be like that. And they have to understand that it wasn't always like this. There was a time that we didn't know anything about anything. We didn't know squat. But we were willing to learn. We believed in the principles, and we wanted to raise a healthy family. We wanted to raise a drug-free family. We wanted to raise our family in the healthiest way possible. And chiropractic was the only answer for that. So we raised our kids without shots, without drugs, without pediatricians, 2 out of 3 born at home with a midwife. And, people will look at us and say, well, how did you have the guts and the courage and the faith to do that? Well, we had more faith in the innate potential and the innate intelligence of the human body than we did in any doctor. And so we just lived by that and honored that. And it wasn't always easy. Our oldest son had an injury that was devastating in many ways. And now he grew up to be a chiropractor, doing amazing things, practicing with his sister, Emily. So that's Jacob and Emily practicing in Oregon. And they practice together. And Dr. Corey's practicing with me. And, we just realized there are so many stories along the way that got me to realize that, this is the way the world should live. We are blessed with not having the issues that so many people in the world have, and our patients too, teaching our people to live this way. And what I learned, and the reason why the branding became so important, and going to the 100-year-old people, they are the world's still, even in this pandemic. 100-year-old people are healing from COVID. 100-year-old people have healed from the flu. 100-year-old people are still one of the fastest growing groups, in spite of what the depopulation criminals that are trying to take over the world would like to believe, that the adaptability of the human body is amazing. And people ask, all the time, they'll say, Dr. Plasker, what's the secret? Why are people living longer than ever? Is it medicine? It is not medicine. Is it surgery? It is not surgery. Well, what's the secret? Is it broccoli? Is it cauliflower? It is not broccoli and cauliflower. It is the innate ability of the body to adapt. And the healthier you become and the less vulnerable you are. We came out with a program, a new marketing program that we have made available to everybody. You can get it if you put in the word hustle. If you go to our store and you put it in, it's 100ylproviders.com. Go to becoming a least vulnerable person, put in the word hustle, you'll get 50% off this program. It's people that are living least vulnerable types of lives, where they are living healthier. There's all this concern about the most vulnerable people. Well, if you're least vulnerable, you're not worried. You're not living in fear, and your innate intelligence has more of an ability to adapt. You're not polluting your body, destroying your body along the way, and anybody can do it. And so these 100-year-old people have the ability to adapt just like you and I do. And so we raised our family this way, and people say, well, Dr. Plasker, what if you don't live to 100? Then you're going to be la-di-da-di-da. And I'm like, you know what? You're ridiculous. Are you kidding me? My parents, I don't have longevity in my family. I don't have longevity. My mom and dad passed away at 78, and they're the oldest living relatives in my family, but they were smokers for a big portion of their life. They were overweight for a big portion of their life. They didn't start getting chiropractic care till later in life. And you know what? So I'm not worried about that. I know I'm a 58-year-old, very healthy, drug-free guy, just like you're 42. We're going to get that picture out for you, by the way. So don't worry about that. But we're teaching people how to live. And we say 100% for 100 years. That's the goal. We have workout shirts. Patients wear them. People love them. You could wear them. You can get them if you want to. And people say 100% for 100 years. That's really cool. And I say, yeah, and it sure beats 73% for 81 years or 62% for 81, 79 years. And why not? And people get excited about it. And people say, well, I don't want to live to 100. And I tell them all the time. And our doctors, our affiliates, our 100-year lifestyle doctors, they tell them all the time, well, you may not have a choice. None of these people wanted to live to 100 either. They got there anyway. So why not live today like you were going to? Learn to love the things that are good for you. Keep your nervous system healthy. Keep your fitness up. And you'll probably enjoy a sensational century.
Going back in time, I listened to one of the episodes you did with us previously, and you mentioned something that I love repeating to other people. I just like to hear it from you one more time. Is you told me chiropractic first, chiropractic second, chiropractic third, chiropractic fourth with this, chiropractic fifth with this, chiropractic sixth with this. Would you mind reiterating that a little bit and letting people know why chiropractic as a part of their healing journey is so important, even if they do have limitations of adaptability?
Sure. No question about it. And the truth is you have much less adaptability if your nervous system is impinged on, if you have subluxation. So if you keep your nervous system right, then everything else works better. Everything else that you might do works better. And there is that saying that chiropractors have used for a long time that we have not lived by, the original saying, which was chiropractic first, drug second, surgery last. Our motto is chiropractic first, like you said, chiropractic second, different technique, different style of chiropractic, different chiropractor if necessary. Chiropractic third, if that didn't work, because if the principle is true, then you try different ways to make sure the nervous system is working properly, to remove that interference, to get the body working the way that it's supposed to. And then if all of that doesn't work and you need an alternative provider outside of chiropractic, you noticed how I said in my world, chiropractic and chiropractors are not the alternatives. In my world, we get to number 4. If there's alternative providers like medical doctors or other types of providers out there in the world that you want to work with, I'm all for that if you get to this point. So it's chiropractic fourth with drugs when necessary, or other providers when necessary. Chiropractic fifth with surgery when necessary, if it is necessary. And the thing is no matter what you do, chiropractic should be, and a healthy nervous system should be at the center of what you do. And it's interesting. I was visiting one of our 100-year lifestyle affiliates a while back, And I went to their office. And while I was there, they were closed at the time. Actually, it was during their lunch hour. And a patient walked in, had a huge bandage on their face, like almost their whole face. And he came in and said to this doctor, and he pulled open the bandage and said, look, and he had a scar literally coming down the side of his face. And he said, listen, I just came in to get my adjustment. I had the surgery that I needed to have. They took out the tumor. And certainly I got adjusted, and you checked me before the surgery, and I need you to check me now after the surgery. And this was a living example of what we're talking about right now, and how the people who are living in this world, how they understand the importance of that if you teach them. And so I do believe it's important that we think this way. You know, there's a saying that every chiropractor watching this or listening to this probably has utilized at some point, where they have quoted Thomas Edison. And Thomas Edison, you guys probably know the quote, right? That the doctor of the
future,
right, will give no medicine, but will interest his patients in the care of the human frame and diet and the cause and prevention of disease.
Amen.
And there was a time, guys, when the 100-Year Lifestyle first came out, and I was in media all over the country and all over the world, and people were misquoting me like crazy. It really was starting to get to me. I was not mature enough to handle it, to be honest with you, but I was being misquoted. And because I was being misquoted, some people were getting mad. I was being criticized. I was being judged, and I was being misquoted. So it was ridiculous. And so when I was teaching Thomas Edison's quote one time, I had this realization like, wow, what if Tom never actually said that? I wonder if some chiropractor actually just made it up at a screening to get a new patient. And so I turned to Sergio at the time, who was a researcher that worked for me for 20 years before he unfortunately passed away. I said, Sergio, can you do some research, and could you let me know, did Thomas Edison actually say it? And he actually said it. He said it on January 2nd, 1903. In a publication called the Newark Advocate, in a piece called The Edison Wizard. So that's 117 years ago is when he said it. So I changed the quote. I got mad. It made me mad. First of all, I got excited that he said it. And second of all, I got mad that it was 117 years ago and chiropractors were still living in the future. What a freaking excuse to live in the future, to not do anything in the present. Drives me crazy. Come on, chiropractors, my colleagues, my brothers, my sisters, be present. So I changed the quote. I said, the doctor of the present will give no medicine, but will interest his patients in the care of the human frame and diet and the cause and prevention of disease. So be present. So I changed one word and a hyphen. That's all I changed. And it changed everything. And you know what was really interesting, guys? Some chiropractors got mad at me because I changed the quote, because they still wanted to live in the future. They still didn't want to take the responsibility. They wanted to live in the future. And so, you know what? I'm done with people being mad. We're doing amazing work. We have more $1 million cash practices than we've ever had, not because we're lying and cheating and stealing, because people are telling the truth with a brand that's so powerful and relevant in the world, with a system that is turnkey, complete from start to finish. Without you having to give up your own business, you can own your own business. You keep all the money. We have collective energy in the world, and we're changing people's lives everywhere.
So for any of our listeners who maybe are not familiar with the 100-Year Lifestyle, could you expand a little bit upon how clinics can impact their communities using your program?
Sure. Well, we took, and I appreciate the opportunity to share this, because there's a lot of people that are searching for answers, and they know we need a common message in the world. I mean, I have sat in on meetings all over the country, all over the world for more than a decade, really asking chiropractors what we need. And the answer is almost always a common message and some uniformity in the world. And how do you create a unified message when you have different colleges with different beliefs and 100 different techniques? And some do nutrition, some don't do nutrition, some do fitness, some don't do fitness, some do, whatever. And so the 100-Year Lifestyle is an umbrella that enables you to communicate the value of chiropractic care as a part of a lifestyle. And what we did was, way back when we started training chiropractors, we had marketing programs, Chiropractic Mother's Morning Out, Raising Healthy Drug-Free Families, Traumatic Birth Syndrome, the Human Potential Program, Live Your Life Without Limits. These are programs that we all put together at our company, which the name of our company is The Family Practice. We put all these things together. We distributed them, sold them to chiropractors around the world, thousands of chiropractors, and they used them to get and create lots of lifetime patients, families of patients, people of all ages, shapes, and sizes, athletes of all ages, shapes, and sizes, colors, nationalities, etc. So that was a piece of what we did initially that we're still doing today, and we are offering as we upgrade all of those resources constantly. And that's a part of being a 100-year lifestyle affiliate. It's included, no extra fees. What we took back then is we took all of those resources, and then people would ask us, Plasker, we're getting all these new patients. What's your report of findings? How do you charge them? How do you educate them? How do you generate referrals? How do you do all of those things? So we created resources that help doctors do all of those things. And so those things are also a part of the 100-year lifestyle affiliate program. They're included, no additional charge. They're all included. And I'll tell you how we deliver them in just a minute. And then people would say, Dr. Plasker, well, I was on 100 coaching calls. Now I got to teach all of these things to my staff. That's going to take me 100 hours. How do I do that? Well, no, you don't have to do that because we have all of those recorded in an area that we call the vault. It's the 100-year lifestyle vault. And in the 100-year lifestyle vault, you will never have to go to Google again to search for anything. If you wanted to search for fees, family fees, choosing fees, report of findings, 2-minute report of findings that creates lifetime patients, 7-minute report of findings, consultations, pre-day one education, marketing, social media, email marketing, all of that is included in the vault. What should your staff say? How do you set your schedule? How do you change your schedule for the holidays? All of this is included in the vault. How do I hire? How do I fire? All of it's included in the vault. It's become a freedom tool for me because I don't have to be on the phone 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, which actually was becoming 50 hours a day, 12 days a week, 4,000 days a year. Now it's all available for you and for your staff 24/7, 365. So now you just delegate it to your team. They do their homework. You have a meeting. What did you learn? And they learn everything. What did you download? What social media stuff are you going to use today? You mean all we have to do is put our name on it? We can go to work. This becoming a least vulnerable person, you mean it's included? That's included too. And raising super healthy families, that's included too. Yeah, all of it's included. And why do we do it that way? Here's a very simple answer. You ready? Because we can. For over 20, 30 years, we've never wavered from our vision. We keep adding and upgrading tools and technologies, and we don't have to change the price. So that's the blue, there's the talk about the blue ocean strategy. It is the ultimate blue ocean strategy. There is no competition. We are delivering this in communities where and then we added websites, and we are about to do a massive upgrade over the next 30 days for all of our affiliate websites. And people say, well, how much extra is that? And the answer is that's included too. So, and they say, well, how do you do that? It's because we can, because we haven't wavered for 30 years. And so we just keep adding tools and technologies without having to change the price. And what's really cool about it is, if you have lifetime patients, it changes your life. One of the biggest frustrations that I have seen doctors go through, and you guys probably talk to people about this, and I know when you guys have done screenings in the past, you create lifetime patients because you're an expert at it. And, when you take this understanding of creating lifetime patients and you see the frustration of inactive files, I mean, that's enough to drive chiropractors out of their mind, where you think people get it and they don't, and they disappear, and you have to replace your practice every 30 days or 60 days or 90 days because so many people are dropping out, and you're spending more time trying to educate people and they're still dropping out. And here's the worst part. They love you and leave you. They love you. They're not even mad. They love you and leave you because they don't get it. Well, that was a frustration that I got tired of early on. So we created the branding and the message and the resources to not have that happen near as much, and to have lifetime patients be a part of our culture. And it's just been amazing. So I don't know if I answered your question or not, but that was a long speech.
That was an excellent answer. So where do you see the 100-year lifestyle evolving in the future? What are some more things that you want to add into the program later on that isn't there yet?
Great question. And we are ever evolving and ever growing and ever adding resources. We add 3 training calls for doctors, 2 to 3 training calls for doctors every week. If you're an affiliate, you can be on those calls live or catch them in the vault. We are adding new marketing resources constantly. So, for example, we just added, this is huge. We just added this Becoming a Least Vulnerable Person marketing program last year. Everybody loved it. We had record-setting years for some of our people, a lot of our people last year, so much so that if you did not want to become a full-on affiliate, we have made this available to the profession because it's that good. Well, we just took that program and we took the video that we did that patients can watch. We did took those resources and we translated the video into an ebook that every chiropractor could download and personalize for their practice, putting their brand on it with the 100-year lifestyle. That's called co-branding. Co-branding this entire program for your practice. Normally it's $9.95. You put in the word hustle, you can get it for half price. Don't tell anybody. You can only do that here. They'll get mad at me. Okay. So if you included in this is this ebook. This ebook is amazing. We have it set up to where people can, when they download the ebook, they're getting all that information. Chiropractic care is included as a part of that because we know that having a healthy spine and nervous system is essential for a healthy life. That is an indisputable fact. There is research that shows that people with spinal cord injuries are more prone to systemic infections because of the problems that are related to the spinal cord and other research that's included in that. But when you look at the issues that are related to COVID and all these other flus and things like that that are out there in the world, it's really not the infection that's the issue. It's the vulnerabilities. It's the overweight. It's the smoking. I forget depending on who you read, I think the last statistic I read that there were only 6% of the people that did not have comorbidities or other vulnerabilities. And so we need to declare a war on the vulnerabilities. So we want to teach the world how to be least vulnerable people and not most vulnerable people. And so that is available again at 100ylproviders.com. And if you wanted to be when you say what's coming out down the road is we have ebooks coming out on raising super healthy families. We are upgrading that program. We have Performance 100. We are constantly upgrading the marketing because, see, our thing is we built all these platforms. 100yearlifestyle.com is an online magazine for the people.
You've made it to Chiro Hustle. Sit back and learn from the greatest influencers in the profession on the world's #1 chiropractic podcast. This episode is sponsored by Imaging Services, Chiro Health USA, Chiro Moguls, Chiropractic Rocks, True Weight Solutions, The 100-Year Lifestyle, Pure Chiro Notes, Titronics, Passive Practice Profits, BrainTap Technology, Sherman College of Chiropractic, Sked, Chiro Pro Accounting, A-Line, and Midwest Brain Health Technology. Let's hustle.
So we are constantly updating content there, article content, video content, podcast content. We are content machines, and we've packaged it in this umbrella that is the chiropractic lifestyle, packaged for the people called the 100-Year Lifestyle. Now, we've also got a platform called the 100-Year Lifestyle Vault, where our chiropractors and providers can go and access that content to distribute it to the people with their name on it. So we have and then we have the web infrastructure for that, for doctors to have their own individual templates for that, which has their name on it. So now we literally have it set up and you say, what's next? Because we have the platform set up and already built, it's like literally bam, bam, bam in every community, because what we realize, we have to have airstrikes like this that are happening with the umbrella and ground troops both at the same time. So it's not to be militant, but it's an airstrike ground troop strategy that gives us the ability to go big in the world by staying local in every community. And that's a really important part of of our strategy. So I just hired a new public relations director for another platform that we're going to expand on, that we were exceptional at when the 100-Year Lifestyle came out, which is the public relations world. So I'm going to be the 100-Year Lifestyle, and becoming a least vulnerable person is going to be featured in an article called Masters in a publication called Masters of Health, that has featured Del Bigtree, John F. Kennedy Jr., Rashid Buttar, and all these big famous gurus out in the world. Well, we're going to be in that magazine April 1st, literally in 2 days. This article is coming out. So share this information with everybody. And what a great opportunity to, if you don't want to plug in as a full-on affiliate, at least get yourself the Becoming a Least Vulnerable Person program and capitalize on it, because this magazine is out of Australia. It's an online magazine. They distribute it all over the world. It's going to be everywhere. You're going to see us post it everywhere. You're going to see our people posting it everywhere. I'm sure you guys are going to post it everywhere, because it's going to talk about chiropractic and becoming a least vulnerable person. And if you're an affiliate, it will refer people to you, because when people go to 100yearlifestyle.com, they go looking for chiropractors that are a part of our affiliateship. And so it's just a great opportunity to take advantage of that. And so we've already set up, we just hired this public relations director a few weeks ago, and we've already got podcasts outside of chiropractic book. We've got other magazine opportunities that we're going to be in outside of chiropractic, because we are exceptional. The branding, 100-Year Lifestyle is an exceptional branding for the world. They love it. And one other thing that's really important, those of you that use other lifestyle brands that are outside of chiropractic, here's the problem with those brands. They have good information, but most of them would never, ever, 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 ever refer anybody to a chiropractor, ever. So we have had the opportunity to sell out with our brand. The world loves our brand. We've had an opportunity to sell out to drug companies. We have not sold out. This was given, I believe, as a gift from God to me and to our profession, and we are not selling out. We are delivering it to the people through you with an uncompromised message.
Your message is so powerful. As I've been listening, the whole rhetoric of the other agenda is propaganda. And the reason that your message is so powerful is because it hinges on a different door. It hinges on the door of truth, and it hinges on the door of hope, and it hinges on the door of possibility. Whereas the other hinge was, now you're the most vulnerable person in the world, you have to do X, Y, Z. And you said, well, we're going to make you least vulnerable person because of X, Y, Z. And I believe that we're dealing with a huge propaganda machine right now that wants people to be afraid. I can't tell you how many people have reached out to me recently asking me about what they should do for their health. And I tell them, do what's best for your body, but I can't agree with some of the things that people are being forced to believe that is healthy for them. And by saying that, I also know that when people get injured and they don't feel good, they have people in their family that might not practice the 100-Year Lifestyle or practice a chiropractic lifestyle that would be remiss from saying, go see the chiropractor for that injury. And I know that that's not just one sample size. That's a lot of people out there. So how can we take the spin of mainstream media, which is really damaging people's psychology, and giving them some resources to say, I do have the power to make decisions for myself. I do live in a country of freedom. I do have the innate potential to heal from within, and I don't need something outside in coming inside of me to tell me that I'm capable of existing in this country, number one, but just as a human. I think that there's a lot of misinformation and a lot of confusion, and it's really hurting the psychology of people, and they're not making good decisions because they don't know who to trust anymore. And I know that that's why we came into chiropractic the way that we did, was because we wanted to be able to keep this profession free speech in it, number one, and to make sure that people don't come in and manipulate the profession the way that people, like you said, you're not selling out. Well, if you think about the least vulnerable person and you think about the most vulnerable person, and we think about chiropractic lifestyle, then we think about the word wellness. And I've been checking my Facebook and my time hop over the past couple years. And this is about 6 years ago when we came out with our first movie that we had a chance to interview you for, that you were a part of. And when I first caught wind of what you were doing with the 100-year lifestyle, it's like, this guy here, he has to be a part of what we're doing. Because I scoured everybody that was, I thought, making an impact in the chiropractic profession. And I was a neophyte. I just knew what it felt like to be adjusted. I worked in an office, but I had no idea the impact of some of these leaderships, these voices, this leadership within the profession that would not sell out. And it's been beautiful to see some of these people that we've had a chance to build relationships with over the past 6 years stand the ground and say, you guys can steal wellness. You can steal different things, but you cannot steal chiropractic. And that's really why this part of you and I and Luke and your team coming together with 100-year lifestyle and Chiro Hustle is so important to, sharing information that is our own truth. It's not propaganda. And I believe that we're fighting a huge propaganda machine with our chiropractic truth right now. And we've never wavered from that. So Chiro Hustle will not ever be bought or sold either. And we are becoming one of the larger media companies within chiropractic. So to join forces with the 100-year lifestyle, it's such an honor for us to be these guys that came into this profession 6 years ago, trying to make an impact for the future of the world through chiropractic. So with that, how can we use your brand and our brand together to not combat, because it's not military once again, but how can we use our brands together to teach people and to give them resources to make informed decisions for not only them, but their families, and to not live in fear and not feel like they have to follow the propaganda machine, which is a blanket within mainstream media. And it's just colluding to make people believe that they have no other choices. I know that was a lot that I shared with you, but I see what you're capable of doing. And I've been watching from a distance for a long time, and the message needs to be shared with more people. And they're so misled and they're so lied to, and they don't know who to trust anymore.
Well, what you said, a mouthful, and I agree with you. And I don't know if I'm going to answer all of your questions there, but I'll get to the core pieces of it because I think what you brought up is really important. So first of all, one of the challenges of the chiropractic lifestyle and the chiropractic word, and you say, well, people can't hijack it. It actually has been hijacked because people don't know what it is, and because we don't have a common brand and a common voice. And if you got the top chiropractors in a room, and you got the top chiropractors with their top chiropractic people in a room, and you said, okay, talk about chiropractic, everybody give me your best 30-second elevator speech. Here's what it would sound like in the world. Back, neck, nerve, subluxation. That's literally what it would sound like, because we have no common voice in the world. And when I say voice, I'm not just talking about our mouths moving. I'm talking about messaging in the world. And so, what one thing they could do, and I'm grateful that you are an early adopter in your career. I mean, I've been doing this. This is my 36th year I'm mentored, and you in 6 years, you kind of figured it out that, hey, this is a good thing. It took me, a long time to figure out that this is what we needed. You bought into it right away. And so I'm grateful that you always had that vision. For us, we realized from day one that this cannot be about the individual doctor. This has to be, to really have an impact in the world, it has to be bigger than you. It has to be bigger than me. It has to be bigger than the individual doctor, but there has to be a commonality that we all share, which is people living and functioning at their highest level for a lifetime. And we branded that as the 100-year lifestyle. Longevity is a powerful example of human potential. And so we have workout shirts that our people wear and their patients wear that they get. It says 100, 100% for 100 years. That's the goal of the 100-year lifestyle. They're beautiful. Our shipment comes in tomorrow, I believe. We'll get your shirts out to you. Sorry for the delay. What's exciting is that, number one, when I say a common voice, we need a common voice and a common brand. and it has to be something that is human potential oriented. So we talk about longevity, we talk about performance, we talk about chronicity, and we brand that as a part of a lifestyle using the 100-year lifestyle. So we have a free platform that everybody can use. So part of this deliverable that we have made available is that if you don't want to use the 100-year lifestyle for yourself and your clinic, then just share the materials. If you don't want to co-brand with us and affiliate with us, at least share the content. You talked about fear. There's an article that we have called The Epidemic of Fear. It's done amazing. We confront all of the things that you're talking about. We have another article on 100yearlifestyle.com, Fear is a Weapon. We have an article called Innate Life Expectancy. We have an article called Artificial Intelligence versus Innate Intelligence. We have another one, Essential Innovation. We have another one and another one and another one and another one. I don't want to live to be 100. You may not have a choice. Your 100 is coming. The lifetime effects of birth trauma. We have children's longevity threatened, which is true, which is a scary, unfortunate thing. We have the delusion, are you a delusional masker? I mean, it's like relentless content that keeps coming out that speaks what we want to say, but we don't have the time to say it. That's why most of our higher level affiliates, which just means they've been doing it long enough to have really, really, really huge practices in this model, what they'll tell you is that this is a freedom tool. It is a turnkey freedom tool. That if you are aligned with all these principles, it's a freedom tool. You don't have to create the content. You don't have to come up with all the ideas. They're already done and they're relentless. And so we are providing that common voice in the world. So that's the free way to use it. Just share the content from 100yearlifestyle.com or be a part of it, and we'll co-brand everything for you, and you can use it inside your practice and train your team to work this way. But the other part of it is, and we would love for you to do that if you believe and you think like us. We would love all of you. We want a 100-year lifestyle doctor in every community. Are you kidding me? To have that common voice in every community, we would take over every community. And, listen, I don't need to be here at this stage of my life. Why are we here? Because every one of you that become a part of what we are doing just gives us more resources to compete with the $1 billion a day that are trying to buy people's brains. And you said, yeah, you don't mean to be a militant. And I said, I didn't mean to be militant. But here's the bottom line, guys. And you know this too. We are at war. This is an information war. And the focused messaging that is out there in the world by the other side is creating a social norm and a social culture that if you don't get vaccinated, if you don't do this, then you're a bad person. One of my good friends who's become a good friend, he loves the 100-year lifestyle. People in the world love the 100-year lifestyle. They are spreading this like crazy out in the world. This guy, my friend Kevin Jenkins from the Urban Global Health Alliance, he was just featured in a documentary called Medical Racism. It's called Medical Racism. If you go to 100-Year Lifestyle Facebook page and scroll down a little bit, you'll see the interviews that I did with him. This guy is sharp. He loves what we're doing. He's become a patient of mine. He lives in New Jersey. When he's in Georgia, which is a lot, he comes and he gets adjusted. Great guy. And so here's the new racism. It's medical racism. It's not black. It's not yellow. It's not green. It's not Jewish, Catholic, Protestant, or those things. It's, are you wearing a mask or not? Have you been vaccinated or not? It's the new racism. And there was a woman in our practice the other day, beautiful spirit. She says to me, her name is Janelle, and she said to my staff and I, she said, I'm moving to Thailand. And I said, whoa, why? She said, because I'm trying to get away from the craziness in this country. I said, but isn't it everywhere? She said, yeah. She changed her mind. She's not moving. And she's really committed to the care. And what's really interesting, and I said to her, I said, I know that you feel like everybody's against you because you feel differently about the mask and the vaccine and you're being bullied. But I got news for you. And she's a black woman. I'm not sure what country she's from. She's not from the United States originally. And I said, you think it's because of your color and you think it's because of your nationality. And it's not, because I'm being targeted too, because I won't wear a mask and I don't ever wear a mask. And there's social racism. There's corporate racism. There's social mandates. There's corporate mandates being passed that have nothing to do with skin color or nationality. And it's a different culture. And that's what $1 billion a day is buying. And, the challenge and what really breaks my heart is these kids that are growing up wearing masks, and they're afraid of their shadow. They're afraid of their brothers. They're afraid of their sisters. They're afraid of their siblings. They're afraid of their parents. They're afraid of their friends. They're afraid of their teachers. They're afraid of the dirt. They're afraid of all of these things. And they are growing up delusional, meaning their reality is their perception is based on a false reality. And it's making them psychotic at a very early age. And it's a terrible thing. And so the answer to your question is we have to, with purpose, have collective energy now. We cannot wait. So for all of you, we used to do our full-on affiliate where you'd have to do a 3 to 5 year commitment. We're even doing it now. You can get started with a 1-year commitment to try us out. 1 year, because people stay. We have 5, 7, 10, 12 years. People have been doing what we're doing. So so just try it. Give it a try for a year. Are you kidding me? Just go to the website, 100wildproviders.com. Do the all-inclusive affiliate. There's a small startup fee and a $5.99 a month, and we'll get you going. If you put in hustle there, you'll get 50% off your first payment, by the way. And so you can just try it out, so we have a common voice in the world. We have to, both globally, mothership out there in the world, and locally. So airstrikes, ground troops. And then the other thing, and we do a training program, which we're going to put a new date on the calendar hopefully by the end of the week here. We do a training program called Speak Up and Lead, which is a speaker training program where we help people find their voice and become professional speakers. And when I say professional, I'm not talking about sticking up your nose in the air speaker. I'm talking about speaking your truth with so much confidence that you are a magnet and you take less words to say what you want to say. And I've been saying a lot of words, but I think they're valuable. But where you can say what you want to say and really break through people's spirit and consciousness so that they want to use your care, chiropractic care, your services with their family as a part of a lifestyle. And here's the other thing, not giving it away, valuing it, truly valuing it as a part of a lifestyle. And so we need the airstrikes, we need the ground troops, we need the collective energy, and we need it now. So that's why I'm so grateful for the opportunity to work with Chiro Hustle, because we're hustling it out there to the world, man, because it's so important.
Well, Dr. Eric, thank you so much for being our guest today. Everyone head over to 100wildproviders.com, put in hustle, they get 50% off.
Yep, 50% off of the Becoming a Least Vulnerable Person, or 50% off of the full-on affiliate, all-inclusive affiliate for the first payment.
Fantastic. Well, that brings us to the end of this edition of Chiro Hustle. And Dr. Eric, I want to thank you again for being on our show today.
My pleasure, guys. And thank you for what you're doing. I love chiropractic advocates like you, non-chiropractors who are so chiropractic in your core that you're willing to dedicate your life to getting these messages out there. So that's why we're supporting you, and we're grateful to have the opportunity to work together to reach as many people as possible.
Well, I look forward to writing the next chapter with you, and one that gives people a lot more hope and freedom, and one that gives them a chance to live a life of purpose and meaningful work and healthy families. And I really believe that the work that we're doing together will eventually matriculate to larger audiences and get people some resources to find how they can run their chiropractic centers, but they can also run their houses. And I think that when we understand that the chiropractic center is a direct influence on the home, we can start to bridge healthier families with healthier practitioners. So I just really appreciate the opportunity to write the next chapter with the 100-Year Lifestyle and Chiro Hustle together. And I look forward to repping your brand, the 100-Year Lifestyle, once we get our cool shirts that you're sending us.
Those shirts are going to look good on you guys. They'll look better on you than they do on me.
Well, Dr. Eric, we want to thank you once again for supporting the mission and vision of Chiro Hustle. And thank you for your support since day one. And we'll continue doing our thing with you. And the world needs more people standing up and not feeling like we're being, the word is racist. We don't need medical tyranny, and we don't need medical racism. And I think that chiropractic was always kind of pushed into a corner and wanted to be, pushed down. Where I said, when I got into the profession, I saw a future that was going to be with chiropractic. So I'm going to keep on doing what I do. And I'm very thankful to have an amazing team around me, including our fearless leader over here, Luke, helping make sure that we get the messages out there in a timely manner as well. So, Dr. Eric, have a great day down there in Marietta.
You too, guys. Love and appreciate you.
I look forward to our Thursday episode with one of your affiliates.
Awesome, man. Thanks, guys. Keep up the great work. Appreciate you.
Talk to you soon.
See ya.
Okay.
Thanks for listening to Chiro Hustle. Don't forget to subscribe and check back next week to continue hustling.